Hello, YouTube. It's Green Bay Wacky, and I've got my great dear friend and my brother over here, Fireman CV. Guys, gals, this is going to be a serious video about something that I just found out about, and I'm shocked. And I'm going to show you real quick in the share screen. We're going to get Fireman's opinion here and my opinion. Let me show you what it is that we're going to do this video about. It's this that just happened, actually. Hold on just a sec here. I'm going to get the right picture up here. This has just come to my attention that Nancy Pelosi has right here. Here's the share screen.
And you guys can verify this through her website,
Yes.
which you can see up there.
Yes, this is legit. She has given the brother of George Floyd the honor of a folded flag, which traditionally has been reserved for the military. We're going to talk about this. We're not going to pull any punches, and we're going to show you. Let me just stop the screen share right now, give you the quick background. We'll let Fireman talk here. I myself am not a veteran, but what I am is the son of a veteran. This is my dad's flag folded at his funeral. I am outraged by this. I'm not going to mix words on this to be politically correct. Fireman, thanks for joining me.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure. I was outraged when I saw this. That's why I was like, Green Bay, do you know about this? If you want, you can pop that screen up that I was telling you about.
Let's show you what the flag is reserved for. And my goodness, this is going too far. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be political correct here. This isn't a hate speech type video. This is to stand up for our veterans that have served for this country. Okay, here it is right here. The United, yes. Do you want to read it or do you want
It doesn't matter.
Why don't you read it?
Okay. Directly from the VA website, and you can verify this. Basically, a United States flag is provided at no cost to drape the casket or accompany the urn of a deceased veteran who has served honorably in the U.S. Armed Forces. It is furnished to honor the memory of a veteran's military service to his or her country. VA will furnish a burial flag for the memorialization or other than a dishonorably discharged. So basically, it's just for veterans, and it's reserved for veterans only, and that is it. It is not reserved for civilians. It should not be reserved for civilians. Now, please don't think this is a racial issue. We're not trying to be racial. We're not trying to be hating or anything like that. But the fact that it is given to a civilian who supposedly resisted arrest, I don't think that falls into the criteria as being an eligible recipient.
Why don't you read the 6 listed there for what it's reserved for? Who's eligible? It's right under there.
Basically, number 1 is the veteran who served during wartime, or a veteran who died on active duty after May 27th, 1941, a veteran who served after January 31st, 1955, or a peacetime veteran who was discharged or released before June 27th, 1950, after serving at least one enlistment, or for a disability incurred or aggravated in the line of duty, or certain persons who served in the organized military forces of the Commonwealth of the Philippines while in service in the U.S. Armed Forces and who died on or after April 25th, 1951. Is it boring y'all yet? Or certain former members of selective reserves. So basically, the flag is given next to kin as a keepsake.
I'm going to stop the share. There we go.
After it is used, after its use during a funeral service, when there is no next of kin, the VA will furnish a flag to a friend making a request for it. So basically, it's reserved just for veterans. Now, the reason why this upsets Green Bay Wacky and myself, Green Bay Wacky comes from a line of veterans in his family, and he's proud of it. Well, I am.
I want to mention this too, Fireman.
Yeah.
Just to go a step further, my wife, her side of the family, 7 brothers on her mother's side, 6 out of 7 were veterans. I just went to Emmett's funeral about a year ago, full 21 gun salute with the folding of the flag given to the widow. I cried my eyes out.
Oh, I do every
I'm
time.
outraged by this. Everyone's
Yeah,
so worried about being politically correct. You yourself being an actual veteran. Wow.
It's frustrating for me because as a veteran, I wouldn't even hesitate, even though I'm too old. If they ever called me, I wouldn't even hesitate to die for my country. I would happily die for my country. Just to give you all a background, in case you don't know, I served 2 tours in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan. I have a total of 12 years in the military, U.S. Army, and I don't even want to get on, my family. But just to show you the military background, that's a picture of me. Yeah, it's old. That's me in the U.S. Army. And another one, this is my father. He is a veteran. He was in the Korean War, and he was in the U.S. Air Force. Again, my grandfather, U.S. Marines, proud line of veterans. Awards for the very first World War for my grandfather as well. So, this is like a slap in the face to anybody that's a veteran or a family member of a veteran, a husband or a wife of a veteran. This is crazy. I'm hoping this doesn't start a trend where they're just going to give flags to anybody that wants them. I don't agree with George Floyd and everything that's going on with this. I don't like it at all. I agree with everybody. I think it's excessive force. I don't like it. We're not trying to be, Black Lives Matters, this, that. I'm not trying to be anything like that. The issue here at hand is the fact that Nancy Pelosi and Congress are doing stupid things like making stupid gestures. They kneel on one knee. Do you really think that's going to make a difference in people's lives? It's not.
I want to mention this too to the viewing audience that maybe has never met my brother here, Fireman CV. He also has served in police as a police officer in law enforcement. He knows a little bit about that as well. And neither one of us, what happened was terrible, yes, but this is a new boundary that to me is just shameful to cross.
It's gone too far.
This is reserved for veterans that have served, and whether they served, fought, whatever they did for this country, this to me is just total slap in the face.
As veterans, families, and so forth, this is the one thing that we have. The one thing, we have that flag. That means everything to us because every veteran.
Thank you for serving, by the way.
I don't care. No problem. Every veteran, I don't care who it is. And if they tell you otherwise, I don't believe it. Most veterans will die for their country. I will die for my country. The reason we are here doing this video, the reason everybody is here is because of fellow veterans. Without veterans, we wouldn't be here. And everybody's like, well, it's 2020. Times have changed, snowflake. No, we are all here because of veterans and people that have fought in wars and so forth. And we take this crap seriously. We really do. I love America. I love everything it stands for. I may not agree with what's going on and multiple aspects of it, but I still, till this day, even at my age, I would die for my country and I would not hesitate to serve my country. And any veteran will tell you the same thing. That's worth a grain of salt. They'll do the same thing. And this is like a slap in the face because they're just giving flags to anybody now.
Can you show the viewing audience, whoever's watching this, that you're not alone in this belief? You've been finding some tweets on Twitter that you just showed me.
Oh, yeah.
It's a firestorm. It's a firestorm right now.
It is. Well, the thing is, it's a lot of people they're getting frustrated with this. They really are. Here's one, and basically, this is just saying that offends me. He did not die in service to our country as my father did. And I get that. I really do. I started looking at the comments on this, and I started getting really upset. My blood was boiling. And somebody says, Pelosi presents a folded flag to George Floyd's brother. I must be wrong. I thought they only did this for servicemen and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice. In other words, serving your country or dying while serving your country. Let's just show you a couple of them.
Wow.
And I've collaborated every one of these. I've gone on Twitter. I've looked at every one of these, and it's absolutely legit. The screen share that Green Bay Wacky showed from Nancy Pelosi's website, you'll be able to see at the top. That's her actual website, and it's a real article. It's not fake news. It's not conspiracy theory or anything like that. That's real stuff right there.
And I will say this to me is outrageous. Everything that I've studied and researched, I don't believe George Floyd was a veteran. So if for some reason I have missed that, shame on me. But everything I've studied, no, he was not a veteran in any capacity whatsoever. There's got to be boundaries. Do you think, let me ask you this, Fireman, do you think this is political in nature? Just your gut? I mean, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. Why would half of Congress and Nancy Pelosi down African banners and kneel on their knees? That's an empty gesture. I mean, think about that. What do you, honestly, is this what the Black Lives Matter and Black community needs? Is Congress kneeling on their knees and wearing African American scarves and stuff like that? No, that they're empty gestures. You want to do something? I've been in law enforcement. Okay, I was a cop for quite a few years. It's an empty gesture. That's all it is. You want to do something, do some police reform. That's what you need to do. Stop with the racism. The problem is we don't have a universal system. And here in liberal Massachusetts, any police officer, any interaction that you have with a person, it doesn't matter what race they are, that gets recorded. And it goes into a database. And what happens is over time, they're going to look at this database and they're like, this individual, that's all he does is Black and Hispanics. What's up with that? Of course, it goes by the geographic location that you're assigned to as well. Now, the National Police Chiefs Association has what's called a use of force chart. I don't want to get in all of this because it'll just bore the hell out of everybody.
No, that's all right.
But they need a universal use of force chart. The problem is on small departments, what happens is it's hard for police officers to get out of control. I'm not saying that they don't, they do. But they're responsible for their actions because they're a lot more exposed. On larger police departments, it's a different story because what happens on the larger police departments is there's so many rogue individuals or so many bad apples that it takes a long time before they get caught. And this is giving good police officers some bad names. Everybody's like, screw 12 and all of this. And the thing is, not all police officers are bad. They're really not. There's a lot of them out there that will do the same thing a veteran will do. They will die for their country protecting, and they risk their lives every freaking day. Now, like I said,
I just mainly wanted to make this video with you to educate people that aren't there boundaries, limits that we can
there should be
here
yes.
for our veterans. We owe so much to you guys and gals.
They shouldn't have went down this
women
road.
that serve. This is outrageous.
They shouldn't have went down this road. It's terrible.
But
well,
now they've gone down this road. What next?
They're going to be giving them out to everybody. Here's two more, just to give you a little bit of an idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody can read it. It says, I'm not a vet, but I have friends what the heck, this person can't spell, said this tarnishes the meaning of the tradition and they feel disrespected by this. And then, of course, there's another one. This is very offensive. I could show these to you all night where people are offended by this. Now, I'm sure there's
I'm offended. This is my dad's. He was on the beaches in Normandy. He was there. He was on the amphibious boat.
This is the one special thing that veterans have or veterans families have.
As my God.
Yeah. It's the ultimate sacrifice to your country, and they gave it to a civilian.
Wake up, America. I mean, there's boundaries. I mean, we've got to stop being so politically correct that we give everybody a pass. This has nothing to do with George Floyd, nothing to do with...
No, it does not.
Nothing, zero. This is a smack in the face to veterans all across the entire country.
Well, the flag was given to George Floyd. I'm not upset the fact that the flag was given to anybody, but it was given to a civilian. The fact that I'm not upset that it was given to George Floyd. I'm upset that it's given to a civilian. I don't care who they give it to, as long as it's a veteran. If it's a non-veteran, I don't know. And I'm sure there's people out there saying, well, he gave the ultimate sacrifice. Different scenario. I'm sorry.
Many people let me ask you this. I'm just curious, you might know the answer because I don't actually. Does a fallen police officer get a flag?
They do. Yes, they do.
Okay. So
because they gave everything, just like a veteran. Not necessarily, people don't realize, they think, well, you just gave it for your city. No. Police officers go to other areas. When I was on the fire department and we were called to ground zero in New York when all this went down, police officers and firefighters from all around the United States, even ones that are outside the U.S., went to New York because they wanted to give back to their country. So don't think that police officers just give to their local area. There's some that do, but police officers will go anywhere assistance is needed. And they're not all bad apples. They're really not.
No, I know that. To me.
But yeah, they do the same thing for police officers.
I was just curious.
Yes.
I was just curious.
And firefighters as well. Yes.
Firefighters as well.
But people are probably saying, well, there's a difference. No, there's not, because they're sacrificing, and what they're doing for their country and what they're doing for their local area that they're in, they're sacrificing. They're sacrificing a lot.
I'm outraged with this, and I'm not shy to say it. I think there's some boundaries. This is just political to me, just political.
It's a political move. Yeah.
Yeah, political move.
That's all it is.
That's all it is in my mind.
This is outlandish, and I hope this is not going to start a trend where they're just going to give flags to everybody. Because basically, anybody that's ever been given a flag, it's going to mean nothing.
I've got one right here.
It's going to mean nothing. Anybody that's received a flag from, the U.S. Armed Forces, it's going to mean nothing, because they'll give them out to anybody. They give them out to civilians. Oh, what the hell? Hey, you want one? Buy them on eBay. And
so now, what would you say? I know people are going to watch this video. By the way, if you made it through this whole video, put a comment. I want your thoughts. Be real. Be honest.
I should have mentioned that. Tell us how you feel, even if it pisses us off. Please, by all means, do that.
Don't be hateful in the comments, though. I don't want racial comments or anything like that. But are we going off our rockers here?
If you're pissed off at us, let us know in the comments. Just kind of be nice about it and like, hey, you're wrong. You're an idiot. Something along those lines. Just keep out the foul language. We want to know how you guys feel. Please leave comments for us. We want to know.
I just personally think this has just gone too far, and I think that veterans need some dignity and respect kept for that club. You are in an elite club of veterans, and I think
not anymore. I'm no different than a civilian now. Anybody can get one now.
I think this is outrageous, and I think people need to be able to, in their protesting, in their anger, and all this stuff, stop and say, you know what, that one, okay, you crossed the line there.
All the flags I got from my grandfather and my father and my great-grandfather, they mean shit now. They don't mean nothing. Oh, I shouldn't have swore. Sorry. They don't mean anything.
Yes.
Why? Because they give them to civilians now.
Wow.
And I know this is going to burn a lot of people's asses hearing this.
I'm willing to talk about this. Again, we're not saying that what happened to George should have happened. That's a totally different issue. This is about respect for the veterans of the United States of America. They just got dissed today, and I'm not shy to say that was a diss to the veterans of the United States of America. There are many, many other ways that George Floyd could have been honored. There's many, many other things that could have been done, but they crossed into a line for political purposes, in my view, and they crossed into your space.
They're reaching. It's all empty gestures. They're not doing anything to really help. And they think by throwing a veteran flag at a civilian is going to make a difference. Come on.
Well, that is coming from the son of a veteran, myself, and Fireman, who's an actual veteran, which, by the way, remember, Fireman does have a channel here on YouTube as well.
I do?
He does. And he's passionate. I'm passionate. Is there anything else you want to say about this?
No. We get done venting. Now I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about off camera.
That'll be easy. Okay, YouTube audience, it's off our chest. Let us know in the comments what you think about this. I think it's outrageous. Do you think, let me ask you this, though, now that it's been done, just before we leave this video, should anything be done at this point? Should people be sending tweets out to Nancy Pelosi? Should we write a letter?
Absolutely. The question is, are they going to be doing that? The thing without getting political, it's funny because we have term limits everywhere, but in Congress, nah, they vote each other in all the time. Nancy Pelosi should have been put out to pasture a long time. I'm not saying I'm against her or I'm for her, but the thing is, Congress, you've got to get some new people in there. You have somebody in there 20, 30, 40 years. I mean, that's bull crap. That shouldn't be happening. You know, I mean, look at some of the videos where they're stuttering and they're going, they don't know what to say because they're so old. They're getting dementia and stuff, you know, and they're making these stupid laws. It's crazy. You know, this PC crap has gotten out of control. You're right.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a slap in the face to veterans. I'm not afraid to put this up on my channel.
Oh, this is a huge slap in the face to veterans.
I don't think people watching, if you got through the end of this and you're not, I don't think you might realize how dear that flag is to veterans, how much it matters. Like, it's like everything. Do you know, I always remember this. I always think of, you know, in wartime where there were men and women, their job was to hold the flag up as they went across the battlefield. They could not let that flag drop on the ground.
And if it did drop, somebody else would pick it up. That flag means everything to a veteran. Let me rephrase that. I said that wrong. That flag means everything to everybody that is currently serving in the armed forces and has served in the armed forces. That flag means everything. Otherwise, you know, a lot of people, you know, probably say, oh, you just signed up to get free college. No, when you go into the military, you know, and this goes for Canada too. You know, there's a possibility you will have to serve your country, and that's a risk you have to take. And, you know, like I said, if they called me, I wouldn't even hesitate. I'm too old now, but.
I think the public should be outraged on this. And
I hope so. I hope so.
And I don't think you're being a bad person, having a hateful heart for saying, hey, wait a minute, time out. That is reserved for us, you guys, the veterans.
It's the only thing we have that means anything. It's a gesture from the government saying, hey, you gave the ultimate sacrifice for your country, the ultimate sacrifice.
I don't want to see a trend started here. I don't want to see
either.
a trend. I hope this is a one-time thing that there'll be so much backlash, they'll never do it again. Very bad call in my mind.
Yeah, it was.
Anything else you want to say about it? I think
I just hope people don't think we're being, you know, mean by saying it, but we're speaking our mind.
It's legitimate. That is for veterans.
Absolutely.
That is for veterans. All right, we're done.
Yeah, we're done. Please leave comments. Let us know what you guys think about this.
All right, we're done.
Sweet.
All right, with love.
Love y'all. Take care.
Right.